Welcome, guys. As always, as I promised you, we'll be getting people to talk about a few things in life. And how can we know unless someone explains this to us? So today we are with two people here, and we just want to have a chat on gender-based violence among the youths and their relationships. Like, do you want to know, does it really happen? And if they have ever had such experience before, maybe they can share those experiences. So, karibuni sana. Just introduce yourself. Who are you? Where do you come from? And what do you do?
Well, thank you for having us, for having me specifically. My name is Afigy. I'm an artist. I'm a singer. I'm a host. I usually host shows. I also do a 9 to 5 job as well. So I do so many things. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel Smile Owino. You can find me by the name Owino. Yeah. I'm a jack of all trades. Mimi naweza kuwa pastor wako, naweza kuwa coach. I can be so many things. Basically, I thank the Lord for all of those things. Yeah, because I'm able to do by profession. I'm a media profession. That is what I do. Broadcast media. Anything around that. That is just me.
Okay, now guys, talking about this gender-based violence among youths, you said you're an artist. There
Yes.
are many cases that have been mentioned. People have been maybe, I don't know if it's true or not, but allegations on social media about prominent musicians and all that. Even in the media houses, people still say these things are happening there. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced it.
Like experiencing it personally.
Yeah, or you've ever seen it personally, or have you ever seen it before?
Well, yeah. In one way or another, you have to be attached to someone who has experienced it, or maybe you've seen it firsthand. Maybe you've had relatives or neighbors who usually had fights. I think everyone has ever seen or experienced or had a story about gender-based violence. It's a common thing in the society, and yeah,
You said it's a common thing in the society. That means that each and
Unfortunately.
every time you see it.
not each and every time.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it's a common thing in the society in that everyone has had an experience of it, either personally or through a friend or through a relative or through neighbors. It's something that happens. And when you say gender-based violence, it doesn't just mean, guys beating up women. It
Sure.
could be the other way around as well.
Women beating up men and all that.
Yeah.
And Percy, you said that you can also do pastoral work and all that. Like, have you ever, maybe a young guy comes to you and tells you, hey, Percy, najua mi ni beshte ya okay, so and so John ananikatia na kuna venye John ananifanyanga mimi spindangi venye ananifanya. John ananitusi, John ananichapa na hajanioa Percy. Like, which advice do you give to such a young girls and all that?
You see, first of all, with the GBV, gender-based violence, it's a wide thing,
Sure.
and some of us pick these things from the male dominancy or from the dominancy we had back at home, and then you pick it. You want to move it to your family. From your family, your kids will also pick it, and then it goes. It's like a generational thing. Especially most people who do this thing anaonanga ni babangu alikuwa anapiga maadhe ndo maadhe asikize hivi.
Sure.
Maadhe pia alikuwa akisikizwa, akipigwa ndo anasikiza. I've had a neighbor mwenye, I don't know if it was because I went to an extent of asking what happens at night, because they fight and then they go cool. So I asked her, first of all, the very first neighbor immediate to them, akaniambia hapana, wakitaka kufanya matendo yao ya nyumbani ya usiku, they fight first. I was like, okay, hiyo ndo akuwe strong ama
Wow.
what happens? And you see, to a point of as a neighbor far away from them, not the very immediate neighbor, but wanaishi juu, so najua lazima nisikie vitu wakigongana, kuni kubaya for a short moment and then they go. So I asked the neighbor mwenye tu ni kando yao to understand, and when you're told they do that before they do anything else, you're shocked. Is that gender-based violence?
It's an agreement.
I don't know whether it's an agreement or not. But for my advice to any person, any youth, who comes out and anasema, wanapigana nini. For me, I always say this: if somebody's gonna raise his hand, to beat you, to beat you up, you're not safe, because today they might just raise a hand, tomorrow they might raise a stick, the next day they might be raising a knife, then third day they might be killing you. In the name of love. You see, love cannot be so stupid to endanger your life because you love. At some point, I think once you realize you are in a relationship where you're beaten every single time, that just communicates one thing: the man is weak enough, he only knows how to dominate when he beats you up. So you are having a weak man at home. Trust me, you won't fight when he sees another man. Ataogopa. They are the most terrified people you will ever see. He only wants, if he finds a way to dominate you, by beating you up. But a better man will dominate you, by bringing sense to the table. Like, can we have some kind of sense? Can we have some kind of agreement? You see, rather than me beating you up. So that is just one. I tell somebody, the guy you're having might be sick, because you see they're dominating you by war. That is not the right way to dominate a woman. A
They want
woman
to control.
yeah. And then sometimes you will hear some mwingine akisema, me, I just love being controlled. And those are the women who mislead a lot of other women into allowing, kupigwa. Because some women will be like, mi nataka mwanaume ananipiga.
Thank you so much. I was to come to her and
Yeah.
ask her the same question because okay, I've worked we've done more work on gender-based violence.
True, true.
And we've trained more people to how to identify and how to report and what to do when it happens and all that.
Yeah.
And we get ourselves in another community, where women will say, if your husband doesn't beat you, he doesn't love you.
Love you,
And they will
yeah.
push the husbands to the wall, to the corner, until the husband does something. Then they'll go back and tell them, hata mimi nilipigwa jana, sahi ananipenda.
Very wrong.
And they are transferring this thing to the young generation.
Yeah.
Just like you. So you're growing up knowing that if your husband doesn't beat you, that he doesn't love you.
doesn't,
No.
yeah.
And the young boys here, they're growing up knowing that if you don't beat your wife,
won't
you
respect
don't
you.
love them. And they won't respect you. No. So what's your take on that as a woman?
Well, I would say people are different, women are different, and I think people interpret love in a very different manner. You get? So personally, I wouldn't think if a man is beating me up, they're expressing their love to me. Because what if you beat me up accidentally, niangukie kitu, and
You died of
I die,
life.
on the spot,
Now they call it the Romeo and Juliet thing.
Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet. It's because of love you died.
count me out. I'm not Juliet. I wouldn't express. I wouldn't think of that as love. I think people are different and people express love in a different way. So I think madem wanaona hivyo,
Unafaa ongeleshwa.
something is wrong. Because how is someone hurting you? Unaiona kama hata shule tulikuwa tukichapwa tunaenda tukilia, tunaona ni uchungu hadi unachukia huyo mwalimu, unaona this guy is punishing me or this lady is punishing me, because you're looking at it in terms of it's like a punishment. Someone is hurting you, so how do you express that as love? Are you okay?
To some, that's love. And as he said, he gave a very good example. Okay, we
Yeah.
don't know where you live, so we don't know your neighbors. He gave a
No,
very
you
good
don't
of
know
the
my neighbors.
We won't judge them.
Please don't judge my neighbors. They are
The
sweet.
neighbors were just sitting and relaxing, sahi wanaona hivi.
Hapo unajua
Huyu jamaa ametusema.
ndafika wage TV washaanza na mimi. Ulifanya?
No, so utasema si kusema ni nyinyi. I never mentioned someone's name.
Yeah, mara mimi sikusema wajua ni
Airing the
wapi.
neighbors laundry.
Neighbors ni wengi. You're my neighbor.
Okay.
Neighbor wako.
But see now, to you, this question will go to you now. You have this woman who feels like if you don't beat them, you don't love them. And they're pushing you on the wall that you should slap them for you to show them that you love them as a show of love. What will you do? Because they will never stop bothering you until you do whatever they want.
I think I was raised differently. And even my faith does not allow me to do that. So when first of all, you see, when I have a woman who that is her idea of I love you, a slap. For me, the first thing I do is talk it out of her. If it's very impossible to talk it out of her, I talk myself out of the situation.
So you just leave.
I live, because you see, sometimes the best love to give us somebody who doesn't understand what love is leaving them. They'll find the value of that love later. That is just the best kind of love I can give somebody. You see, you only know the person who loves you when you lose them, or what you have until you lose it. You don't see the value, because kuna ile siku utapigwa upigwe hadi to a point sasa it is torture. Utaanza kukumbuka kuna mtu alikuwa ananipiga, ule alinipenda. Because you see, and for me, what I know with GBV and those who appreciate it, ama wale when you make us promote it in the name of that is what is love, they are picking up things they have seen in their families. And you see how our parents live, we always know they love each other. Tujuangi hata nini nafanyika. Juu hao wanapigana and they stay. Wanapigana and they stay. So if you find a kid mwenye borrow that kind of culture, they will always beat up their wives. they will beat them. Maana ukipata kama huyo maybe wife akipata tena ule mwenye sasa pia ameshakuwa kwao, akiona they live knowing lazima tupigane ndo
atajua
tukue
like mama
sawa.
yangu alivumilia, you know,
So mi pia
nivumilie.
nitavumilia.
Get. So they just stay in that marriage or that relationship because ako like my mom used to, alikuwa anachapwa na alivumilia, and they're together. You know, I think I also appreciate the fact that nowadays we have social media, we have online, we have so many platforms, in that we see and we hear so many stories about people who are experiencing gender-based violence. People tell their stories, you know. There are those, unaona mtu ana tell story yake na amechomwa maybe na acid, kuna mtu ako na alama, unaona mwingine. I've seen a story where a lady lost his whole arm.
Yote.
You know, mkono, amepoteza mkono yote just because of violence na hakuwa anatoka, you know. So I think the idea that we can see that nowadays, you know, we can see people's stories online, we can learn from them. I think it should be a wake-up call to most people. Unajua watu wa siku hizi wako zile za maybe mtu anaangalia the same way Emmanuel has said, my parents used to fight, or they've been fighting but they're still together, they're still alive, you know, nothing happened to my mom, nothing happened to my dad, you know. I think things are different nowadays, you know. You might stay in that relationship thinking, you know, mama yangu alivumilia, acha nivumilie, and tomorrow ndo maybe siku yako.
Yep. And
Na ikuwe siku yako ya kutokuwa hapa, you know, and it's not even a joke, you know. Violence is a matter of life and death, you get.
sure.
It's nothing to joke about, you know. Mtu anaweza kufanyia kitu sahi na hata death zenye zu happen kwa violence, they just happen abrupt. Even the person on the other side, sasa let's say it's the man, they're always in total shock. They didn't expect
It to happen the way it happened.
Yeah.
Like they never expected to kill you, but you're
Exactly.
dead now. What are you going to do?
Ushaenda.
So those are some of the physical marks that we live and see. But again, there is the aspect of rape, you know, and in relationships. There's the aspect of sexual assault in relationship. I know we understand the difference between the two and all that. Then there's that other aspect of emotional violence, where someone tells you every bad thing that they think you are and all that, and you're still
to
there.
bring you down.
Yeah, you're still there. You know, there are people who can't fight physically, but they know how to fight with their mouths. Especially, I'm not saying women, but there are also men who know how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. you understand
just
that?
said women.
No, I say that I'm not just saying women. There are also men who do that and all that, and that one leaves internal scars more than physical scars. And that's what there's a research that went on that they said Nairobi, watu wengi wanajiongelesha sana Nairobi, si ndio?
Hata mimi hujiongelesha.
What do you mean?
If you're talking to God, it's okay.
Jiongelesha.
Like, unaonanga tu msee ako mdoa ako tu ukiangalia sura wasiwasi mingi kwa hii mtu. They're just walking around the city. Msee ni kama ajui, anajiongelesha ajui ni kama penye anaenda.
Kila mtu jiongelesha. Kama hujajiongelesha bana, una mashida huku nje. Mi ujiongelesha.
Okay,
you just think a lot of things are going through your mind, unajipata tu, then you realize uko kwa public huko watu wananiona.
Unaamua unajifanya unapiga
na ban,
unajifanya unapiga simu ukiendelea kuongea ukienda. Ukitaka kulia na ngoja kunyeshe kwanza utembee kwa mvua mkinyesha. So talking about sexual assault and rape, there's a difference between rape and defilement. Defilement is for the young people, for children who are under the age of 18 years. And rape, that is for anyone who's above the age of 18 years. Does it really happen among the youths? Rape. Relationships among the youths. Is there rape? And how do we deal about it? Have you ever heard of any? Beshtaka nakuja na kuambia, hey, Afigy, nilienda kutembelea John, mimi sikuwa na feel kufanya, but venye John amenifanya akakuforce. Then what happens?
I think acha nikwambie, in the current 21st century, I think watu wanafikiria the fact that we are dating or we are in a relationship, you have authority to have me. You get? I think people have normalized that, and it's not true, you know. I have the right to decide what happens to my body. You get? You also have the right to decide what happens to your body. Rape can go both ways.
Sure.
You get? So I think it's something that happens, but most people barely speak out because of the fact that they think the fact that we are dating, you have the right to have my body and we have the right to have sex. And that's not true. You get? The fact that you've done it forcefully, that means you've raped me.
Sure.
It's against my will. And most people don't come out in such situations. These things happen in youths, they happen even in marriages, they happen in any relationship you get, even in friendships. And most people don't speak up about it because I think in this kind of generation, people have normalized sex in a way that mtu ataiona tu like silifanyika na imeisha, you know, hakuna kitu imenihapenia and that's it. But in real sense, mtu amekutocha mentally, that is something that if somebody does to you, it will always haunt you in a way. Kuna venye itakusumbua kiakili. You get? That is something people barely talk about, you know. But
we grew up on okay, they are growing up in an environment where wanajua mwanamke akisema no is a yes.
Ama watu wanafikiria hivyo, like mtu anakwambia no, wewe unafikiria like
yes.
And I think that is one of the things I tell my sisters or any lady I meet. We have been brought to think ladies don't know how to communicate. Sure. They communicate oppositely. That is the most stupid thing we can actually believe. They have gone to school, we were taught the same English, yes is a yes, no is a no. I think that is one thing as we continue to, to fight against GBV, we need to tell everybody outside there. Because you see, if a lady tells you a no, let it be a no, let it be a no. Because you see, we cannot be at, dema kwambianga no is a yes, kwani enda shule tofauti. We went to the same schools.
No.
That is, let us just, if we can make that first of all, because that is what we need to have everybody know. And then akisema story ya relationship does not mean you have anybody. You do not own me, I do not own you. Even in marriage, you do not own me, I do not own you. But we have to.
You said you're a pastor. The Bible says you should not deny your.
That's what I'm telling you. You should not deny, but it doesn't say you should force.
When two come together,
you see, the Bible is very categorical. Husbands, love your wives, and wives, submit to your way. But you see, a woman submits when you allow her to have her personal space, when you allow her to give in what she is able to give in. But the moment you start forcing her, you will cry, you will submit. Because you see, you only submit where the environment allows you to submit. You do not submit everywhere, because if you start forcing me to sex, the next time you tell me to cook for you, I won't. Force me to cook for you then. You see, you only have a wife, we make what we have. If you have friends or female friends see you as an abuser, you've created that abuse yourself. The moment they see you, they know you're an abuser. The same way in a relationship, the moment you create lazima ni kuforce ndo ufanye, you have created it. Even to our friends, the moment you make you a no and a yes, trust me, they all know. We akisema no ni no. The moment you create your yes, and that is the image most of us are having outside here, and then you end up saying will rape you when it's taken to court, you know what the court will decide. Because we are preaching the wrong thing. I wish you could preach, let everything be consensual.
Yeah.
So because if I have, you see, sex is very bigger than we see it today.
Sure.
Sex is so much bigger than, if you're going to force this lady, you are not only going to disrupt her physically, emotionally, life yake yote itakuwa surrounded hapo. I have a friend of mine who is very fearful of men because alikuwa na mtoi mwenye was a product of a wrong thing, of a wrong timing. Not from one man, from many who didn't understand. You see, who didn't even give an opportunity to maybe could express, you see, because she was in the wrong place and the wrong time. Akafollow with the name of yes means no. Yes, let us speak the right things. Kuna watu, those people preach at you, nikisema no inamaanisha yes, you're lying. Because kuna ule mtoto nyumbani pale hivyo, ataambiwa na anko yake, yes kuja nyumbani leo, achukue yes as no. Hataenda. Ile siku ataambiwa no, atachukua kama yes, aende nyumbani. At the end of the day, vitu zimeharibika. We only coming to sing, oh hallelujah, zimeharibika.
So to you, it's all about the issue of communication.
I think if I'm just saying that it can be a preventive measure. It's not all about that, because some of us are sick, some of us are wako na shetani ndani zao tu. Some of us are
evil. There are people even with the communication, they're just people who are
evil-minded,
mentally unstable. I would say that, because we even see cases where people have defiled kids. Yani mtoto mdogo, yani unaangalia unashindwa what was going through this person's mind
This is what they usually say. If they rape someone of age na amevaa vibaya, watasema alikuwa amevaa vibaya. So I
Exactly.
looked
So
at
I
them,
think
then
they
they looked at
always
them, then they felt like,
excuses.
now how
There's
do you give
nothing
an
like
excuse?
that.
How do you give an
Na
excuse to
mtoto.
mtoto sasa?
Yeah.
No,
So I
there's
think
nothing
it's
like
just
that,
excuses.
eh?
They're just people who are mentally sick, whether there's communication or no communication. Kuna watu tu hawako sawa. Like
Yeah.
kuna kitu and you need help and you need to talk to people because you're not okay.
Yeah, na kama ni sex unataka enda kwa mtu mwambie nataka sex. Kuna mtu tu mmoja hapo atataka, yeye pia anataka. Muende mfanye.
I usually say that, by the way. There's someone who's really on hit and wants sex and all that. You
Yeah,
ask
mwache
them,
kusumbua.
they'll buy it off.
Yeah.
And you can also buy it on the street for 20 shillings.
Go
than
enda
finding a
ununua.
shirt, yeah. Okay, you said another thing. You mentioned another thing that's very key during or maybe sexual intercourse or in relationship. You know, there are times someone can agree, both of us will agree on this. You can agree to have sex with someone, but unafika mahali unasema, I don't think if you can continue. Like you had consented, but again you withdrew your consent. What
That
happens in
happens
between
mostly
here?
with ladies.
Yeah.
What happens in between here?
I mean, I think if you really care, because you see the female body is very delicate. Si kai yetu inaonga delicate in the morning peke yake, you see, and when we are very on heat, maybe to that is the only thing when tunasema hiyo delicate kama mwanaume sasa wako delicate, but for the human body sometimes they anza kuwa accept, and then you see there's a lot of hormonal change, a lot of things. For me, I'll say this: if your partner has consented in before and then you start, doing whatever you're doing, but at some point akwambia unaniumiza, please just understand unamuumiza, because you see it's different from you see we men, hata kama unatumiza endelee, you don't care. Hiyo kwanza, that is what brings in. But for a woman, even in as much as akuwa nakuambia anza kuwa asemi, if you realize unajua there's some reactions that speak louder than you actually doing anything else, than even saying. So you see at some point, mi nasemanga, if amesema, just do as she says. If she blames you for not performing, manze, you did the right thing. You see, sometimes it's about doing the right thing, not about your ego, because my ego will tell me hakuna, nitaendelea, ndio useme siwezi perform, naendelea, I'll push on, but namuumiza at the end of the day, you see. But if I say, okay, no problem, let me just stop, kama atakuwa kuna wale, there's some ladies atakwambia stop, alafu aenda kuseme nini, and then your ego as a man dies, you see. You are like, wewe sasa ni mtu bure kabisa. But I'll say this, for a man, choose to do the right thing. I think your ego is not important than their health. Kuna hata wasichana saa zingine wajipendi, wewe mpende kuliko venye ajipenda, then let it be.
It's the role of a man to love.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you do in that situation? You say it mostly happens with women.
Yeah, it's mostly women who withdraw their consent. Sometimes you can start doing something and then useme, you don't stop. Maybe something just comes to your mind when I feel, I'm not doing the right thing. We're like, I can't do this. There are nice guys who will respect that. They'll respect your decision and they'll go with it despite the situation. Maybe umemwacha kwa situation mbaya, but there are guys who will respect that and allow you to leave if you're leaving. Like, they just stop. But there are guys who do not respect that, and that's why we are saying even a forceful situation, if it proceeds from there, definitely you've already known she has ashajitoa, you get. So if you're proceeding, unajua you're doing it forcefully. Wewe na rapist hakuna difference,
Because the consent was withdrawn.
yeah.
So you're not allowed to do whatever you're doing and you're continuing to do it.
Sex is supposed to happen with two consented adults. Kama mtu mmoja hayuko, interest haiko, jua we mwingine, difference yako na rapist hakuna.
Yeah, na ni tamu kama mmekubaliana wote at the end.
Kuna
Like,
experience.
just be patient. Kama amekataa,
Niko na
atakubali
experience,
tu siku ingine. So haiendi mahali, haipotei. Just be patient. It will happen when it happens.
Thank you, guys. We want to keep this conversation on heat, burning to all social media platforms, and we want to get everyone informed on this so that we can make informed decisions that no one hurts. As he said, man, ego doesn't help. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
What's your parting shot?
I would say don't. Ati?
Hiyo sio mimi nimesema.
Amesema nini?
Endelea.
I have to know.
Tuendelee tu, tutajua baadaye.
So what I would say personally is don't force someone to do something they're not interested in doing. And what we spoke about gender-based violence, you know, there are people who are in relationships that have violence in them and they are not living. Sijawahi elewa by them mbona watu watokangi. Mimi sijawahi.
Ufendo.
Mtu anachapwa anakujageshwa na lamo
Mapenzi.
ako tu hapo.
Mapenzi.
So what I would say, I mean, just angalia life yako. Hii ni a matter of life and death, you know. It might look like a situation where unaona venye wanasemanga tujui panya inauma ikipuliza. Gender based relationships zinakuanga hivyo, hizo za violence. Anakuuma akipuliza, so we hauoni hiyo uchungu, but hiyo siku atakuuma na hata puliza, I think uta learn lesson na utajitoa. So I think I will just say, if you're going through such a situation, just look at your life and value it. Put your life first. Choose yourself. It's not, si lazima ukae kwa relationship yenye unaumia, you know. Just make the right choice na ujitoe. Hakuna mtu anachapanga mtu alafu anakosa kuchapa for 6 months unafikiria amechange. They're the same person too. So I think just choose yourself and put yourself first in every situation that you're in.
And by the way, I've never heard of anyone who died because he was not in a relationship, or anyone who has suffered of any kind of, which disease that people suffer from if they're not in relationship. Relationship-free disease. Okay, I've never heard of that disease. That the doctor's diagnosing someone.
Unaweza kuwa single na ukue happy.
Yeah, you can be single and be happy. And by the way, not everybody's supposed to get married.
True.
Not everybody's to marry or to get married. The Bible speaks of some being born eunuchs, and some making themselves eunuchs for the sake of glorifying God, and some being made eunuchs by, and all these other things. Yes. So what are your parting shots before you give us social media handles?
For me, it's very simple and direct to the point. I say this: nobody loves violence. Everybody loves peace, and peace is love. So if you're being beaten and you think you're in love, I'm sorry to say you are lost. You are possessed. Please find prayers. Sawa.
Aje afanyiwe maombi na mchungaji mtumishi mwenye.
Yeah, I'm just saying as simple as that.
Yes.
Love is a peaceful thing, love is a beautiful thing, they say. But usikubali mtu ule mkono wake in the name of that is showing love. There is nothing like love. Kama nataka kuinua mkono wako akubebe juu.
Ama kuombe.
The only two things. Ainue akupe kitu atu kujua kupea ama kuichukua kupeleke juu ama kuinua kuombe. Only. That's the only thing. And for men outside there who think that is the only idea, you are sick, you are weak. If you want to fight, come find men. Fight with men. Tupigane huko nje, mwanamke unampigia nini? Mnyonge bwana.
Basi una nguvu za kupiga mwana.
Mimi nasema.
Anaongea tu hapa.
Mimi niko na nguvu.
Mwanangu na nguvu.
Niko na nguvu
za kupiga mwanaume.
Akuje tu. Bora tu waniambie tukutane mapema. Kama nimeelewa kipindi.
Akule ugali ya mluya.
Hiyo siku niko sure utakuja kwa hiyo site. Simu itakuwa mteja. Okay, kindly tuambie social media handles zenu, tutawapata wapi, kivipi, kiaje?
Mimi kwenye mitandao mtanipata Afigy. Afigy ni AFIGY. Ukienda kwenye Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. By the way, mimi ni msanii, so mnaweza enda YouTube muangalie muziki zangu.
Na msubscribe.
Mpige club.
Yes, club.
Yeah, you can find me on all social media platforms at Afigy.
My name is Emmanuel Smile, so you can find me on social media platforms. Emmanuel Smile, not the Emmanuel with E, ni Emmanuel. Legend say Emmanuel. Emmanuel Smile, that is where you can find me, and then you can also search for C Praise. Tatupata hapo tukiburudika. So
Emmanuel is one of the few people who went to a group of schools. You can hear how he pronounces his name. Emmanuel. Okay, guys, keep on commenting and tell us what you want us to talk more about. But we want to cover more and more on gender-based violence, so because we want everyone to get informed on this and to make a wise decision. Please don't die. Please don't suffer. Please, you can make the best decisions of loving yourself and loving God. You know what? If someone doesn't love you, they don't just love you. Bye.